Welcome to the Occultist Den, where the mystical meets the mysterious. I am Miss Mel, your witchy bestie, and today we are diving into the world of tarot, history, and maybe teach you something about our strange and wonderful world. Earliest form of tarot was a game called Tarot.and.tea in 15th century Italy. It was very similar to bridge. The decks themselves were hand-painted and were a way the wealthy to show off that they were wealthy. The original tarot deck had just 4 suits, which were the wand, cup, swords, and pentacles, number 1 to 10. It wasn't until much later that the court cards or trump cards, the page, knight, queen, and kings, were added. Each of these suits are now called the minor arcana and are associated with the elements fire, air, water, and earth. The minor arcana focuses on everyday things like personal experiences, challenges, and opportunities. I will be doing a video of this, so please subscribe so you know when that video drops. The major arcana, which almost everyone associates with tarot, actually wasn't introduced until about 1570s and went through minor changes, but were theoretically based on Egyptian and Jewish symbology. These cards usually represent life lessons and or spiritual themes. In 1575, the first printed account of tarot was in Venice, Italy. Now, it was no longer associated with tarot. Still at this point, it was a game played by commoners and wealthy alike. In 1589, records of the Inquisition in Venice revealed that the devil card was being used as a focus of prayer, a thing that some seem to think that tarot is actually associated with the dark arts, but it really isn't. Even popes used tarot as a game, and actually for a time, in 1725, the emperor, pope, and papist were replaced by the 4 Moors on the Order of the Vatican. We actually know the rules of tarot thanks to historians finding a surviving pamphlet from 1637 in France. These are the original rules of the game, which was a trick-taking card game. If you are interested in learning how tarot was originally played, please let me know and I will upload a video on how to play. Now, in 1730 to 1830 is the high point of tarot playing, and it was completely standardized. And this is when tarot started to move toward what we know today. In 1750, Attila, who was the first known professional tarot card player, learns how to play and becomes a professional player. Then in 1770, he writes a book called How to Entertain Oneself with a Pack of Cards. It mentions for the first time in written history, tarot is mentioned to be used for fortune telling. He follows up that book in 1783 with How to Entertain Oneself with a Pack of Cards called Tarot, the first how to read tarot card manual. Apparently, this was very popular because in 1789, he produces the first tarot deck, which is still in print as of Le Grand Italia. In 1804, another man enters the tarot scene by the name of Occult. He was a follower of Attila, and he wrote a book based on Attila's teachings for the cards meanings. Half of these meanings are still used today in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, which many of us know today. In 1864, a gentleman by the name of Robert Chambers writes a book called Book of Days, which teaches us card reading techniques used by British soldiers' wives. A. Waite used some of these meanings for his minor arcana as well. Now, who is A.E. Waite? He was a scholar who was quiet, methodical, and consumed for deeper knowledge. Avery, a very interesting man, after his sister's death in 1874, consumed everything Stoicism, wide range of practices like alchemy, astrology, Buddhism, and Christianity. And he was also part of many secret societies. He was a Freemason as well, but he was more into the mystical spirituality of Freemasons. He believed that tarot wasn't just a fortune-telling tool, but a guide to one's journey. In 1904, White commissioned Pamela Coleman Smith to illustrate a deck for him. This here, where we all see drawings of tarot we know today. This is the first time all 78 cards are together, including the minor arcana, beautifully illustrated. I really want to do a video on her because she is not spoken about enough for all she has done for tarot. In 1917, tarot finally makes the leap to the USA thanks to DeLawrence Company, who pirates the Rider-Waite deck and Waite's teachings to America. Now, tarot decks have been redone multiple times in terms of art, but still follows the same rules as the Rider-Waite deck, just the artwork changes. There are well over 1,000 different ones, probably more to it. Now we get to the current day. Thanks to the internet, millions of people use tarot as a guide for fortune telling and as a guide for just to learn how to live their lives. We have small business owners who give readings to people who want to know their future and also to learn something about themselves. I am one of those people, and I enjoy helping clients navigate this crazy thing called life. Now that we've explored the history of tarot, I leave you with this question. What secrets do you think the cards still hold? Share your thoughts below. I hope you learned something today. Thank you for visiting the Occultist Den. If you are interested in learning more, please subscribe. If you would like to schedule a reading with me, please email me below. Follow me on Facebook at Tarot.and.tea.ky. Thank you so much, and you guys have a very blessed day.